been so fun to practice different skills based on the training from Teaching in the Savior's Way this semester. We've talked about asking students follow-up questions, creating application questions, inviting students to write things down before they share, and also focusing on what learners can do that the teacher typically does in the classroom. This training can be found in the Gospel Library. I thought it'd be helpful if you knew how to access it. So if you come to Handbooks and Callings, Seminaries and Institutes, and then Teacher Development Skills. These are the skills we've been practicing this semester based on these topics. Today we're doing the Invite Diligent Learning skill. Encourage learners to share truths they are learning. So this is the scenario where you want to get more students sharing. How? Okay, well, why are they sharing? First of all, so you've got to identify that. What are they to share? When and to whom are they going to share with? And so this might be as simple as saying something like, "Thank you for spending this time reading. I'd like to give you an opportunity to share. Will you please turn to someone you are sitting by and take turns sharing about Jesus Christ, about these verses and why it matters to you?" You might also do something, right, like I use a wedge, right? Start really, really broad. Like, I want a minute to think about this and then to write about this and then turn and talk to a partner about this. Then everyone in the class can share together if anyone has anything that stands out. So that could be a really great way of doing that. This could be a great way to utilize group work. So just in a moment, we'll be moving into small groups to discuss what you're learning to increase your faith in Jesus Christ. You might then organize the groups in different ways. You could come up with some ideas, like you could use Jolly Ranchers, and they pull one out and they sit next to the person that has the same color as them. You could use stickers. You could put something underneath their chair. You could have pieces of paper on the wall and have each of them go find a quote, read it, talk about it with whoever's standing next to the paper, and then come back and share what did they learn from the paper. Anything you can do to kind of get them up or to get them groups mixed up a little bit, especially if you have larger groups in your classroom. Don't fall into the habit of letting them just turn and talk to their partner every single time, especially if their partner sits next to them every day all semester. And so one thing you could do is, while they're in group sharing, you could walk around and kind of listen to some of the things they say. And if someone says something that stands out to you, you might just whisper to that student, hey, I really liked what you said there. When we come back as a group, you might consider sharing that with everybody. You might also just pin them out directly and be like, oh, I want you to share that with everyone. Be ready. And that way you kind of give them a moment, but also it allows you to respect their agency, that they might be like, no, I could share in a small group, but I can't share with the big group. And that's okay too. The goal is to keep practicing those things. Then when you come back together, say, thanks for sharing. What did you learn from your separate groups? Especially if they had different assignments to do. Or if they all have the same assignment, what are one or two things that maybe stood out to you? Or you could say, thanks for coming back together. I'm interested to know, what did your partners say that stood out to you? It forces them to kind of improve their listening skills just a little bit as well. You could give them those invitations before also, so they know exactly what to share when they're coming back. In this video, you could go to it and watch it on your own, but it's as simple as him saying to his 5 students, read this and then turn and talk to a partner. There's not that many options there, but they turn and do it. In small groups like that, you might give them different things to talk about. I'd like you 3 to look at this and consider this, and you 2 to read this and consider this. And then you can come back together and teach each other what you've learned. That way they can kind of decide who's going to be the reader, who's going to be the teacher, and they have different things to share, which gives a little bit of variety. Just a couple of ideas of things that you might be able to do to help with that. What difference might this make in student engagement? I've actually seen this work really, really well, because some students just need more time to think and to write and prepare before they share. Some students are ready to share quickly. You actually want to try and slow them down just a little bit and maybe think a little bit deeper and give others opportunities to share. So here's a great way to do it. Consider applying this in your classroom. There's great ways to do it even in the coming weeks. It's never too late. Thanks for all that you're doing.